You can gain between 400 to a million naira investing around 3.6 million naira in fish farming. I just got this update from a friend of mine that never quit, just the way I quitted, or let me say just the way I suspended my own fish farming operations. So I am able to have a first-hand information from him, and he is able to share with me, and that is why I want to share with you. But disclaimer, I am not an advisor. I'm only sharing with you what I have information about. I've not tried it practically, I've not tried it personally rather. So if in case you want to try it and you have a few naira to throw around, you can try it. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be sharing with you the analysis. Just as you know, I love analyzing things. So it told me if I'm to raise 5,000 fishes, I'll be needing 5 bags of 2 mm, 5 bags of 3 mm. Those 10 bags now, they are floating feeds, and I'll be needing 4 tons of local feed. That's 4 mm and 6 mm local feed. And in this part of Kwara State, we have a popular fish feed that we use. So I'm going to be using the prices of the feed as at the time of recording this video. Today is 20 whatever of January 2024. So in case you are seeing this video in the future, just take note of the date. Now let's get started. So I have already done my calculation here, and I am going to be reading out to you. So we are going to stock our farm with 5,000 juvenile fishes, and just like I told you, we're going to be using a ton of 4 mm and 3 ton of 6 mm feeds. I just told you we're going to be using 5 bags of 2 mm floating feed and 5 bags of 3 mm floating feed. So I'm going to be telling you the prices in a short while. Meanwhile, at the end of 5 to 6 months, depending on your own duration, you are going to have 2,500 kg. That's equivalent to, let's say, 2 buses. Just the same the way we call it here in Kwara State, we call it buses. And each bus contains 50 rubber, and each rubber contains 25 kg. So just take note, write it down somewhere. Now let's assume we are using the cheapest feed as our floating feed, 2 mm. The price as of today is 20,000 naira, and I told you we're going to be using 5 bags of that. Do your calculation. For the most expensive of that, the 2 mm goes for 32,500 naira. I may not be able to tell you the names of the feeds, but if you're in Kwara State, you should know what I'm talking about. So now, the cost of a 2 mm feed is going to range from 100,000 naira to 162,500 naira. That of 3 mm is going to range from 90,000 to 157,500 naira. For 4 mm, I told you we are going to be using a ton. That's 1,000 kg, which is 700,000 naira as at the time of recording. Then for 6 mm, we are going to be using 3 tons. That's 3,000 kg. And each ton goes for 672,000 naira. So for the 3 tons, you are going to be spending 2,016,000 naira. So the total on feeding alone it sums up to 2,906,000 up to 3,036,000 if you are using the other feed. I hope you understand. So that's the range. Now don't forget, I told you we're stocking our pond with 5,000 fishes. So let's assume the cost of a juvenile is 35 naira. Let's assume, I don't know the current price, but it's supposed to be within that range. So 35 multiplied by 5,000 is going to come up with 175,000 naira. Write it somewhere. Then we're going to have to pump water daily. So let's say you are using 3 liters of petrol daily, and a liter at the time of recording this video excuse me, is 640 naira, and you are using 3 liters, so that is 1,920 naira daily. And let's assume we are to raise our fishes for 5 months, which means we're going to be spending the following. That's, let's say each month is 30 days. That's 5 months, that's 5 multiplied by 30, that's 150 already, multiplied by the amount we are spending per day, which is 1,920. So on fuel we're going to be spending 288,000 naira. Then on staffing and rent, so for staffing we are going to be having to pay for the person that is going to be feeding. Let's assume you don't have the time. You're going to be paying nothing less than 20,000 naira monthly, and for the period of 5 months that's 100,000 naira. And security, let's assume it's not just your farm that is only there, you have some other farmers, so you will be paying like 5,000 naira monthly, let's assume. But if you are the only person, you will have to employ a security that you're going to be paying within between 15,000 naira and upwards. So, but for the sake of this video, let's just assume you are not the only one around that vicinity. So you are paying 5,000 naira monthly, multiplied by 5 months, that's 25,000 naira. Write it somewhere there. Let's assume you don't have a pond of your own, you are to rent, and the cost of renting a pond is 60,000 naira. So for that period of 6 months, 5-6 months, 60,000 naira. Write it somewhere. And miscellaneous, let's say something come up and you need to just pay up, you want to repair things, you want to do whatever, miscellaneous, let's say 20,000 naira. So now if we sum up everything, it's going to be around 3,574,000 naira up to 3,704,000 naira. And don't forget, I told you you are getting 2 buses, and in each bus we have 50 rubber. In each rubber we have 25 kg, so that's 1,250 in each bus. So the 2 buses, that's 2,500 kg of fishes. And let's now assume the cost of a kg of fish at the time of selling goes for 1,800 naira. So the selling price for that 2,500 kg is going to be 4,500,000 naira. And don't forget the cost of expenditures on paper is 3,574,000 naira. So if you subtract the selling price, if you take away the expenditures from the selling price, you are left with 926,000 naira, which may be your profit, you never can tell. So ladies and gentlemen, I have not tried this personally. I'm only sharing with you the information I just got. So by the time I stock my fishes, we're going to do it together. So stay tuned, subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed,